Hey guys, what's going on? My name's Dawson, or TheftTheOG, as some of you guys might know if you have me on my Instagram, Snapchat, or Twitter. In today's video, I'm going to be going over how to build one of these things right behind me, which would be a front-wheel drive demolition derby car. So, they're pretty simple to set up. They're fairly cost-effective. I got this car from free from a family member because it was deemed unroadworthy, so now I'm going to go beat the shit out of it, smash it up in the derby pit, and go have some fun with it. So, there's not very many things that you need to set one of these up in past tech. That's why demoing's a pretty easy motorsport to get in unless you're trying to be super competitive with it, as I've said in videos in the past. So pretty much what you need is you need really good front tires so you can get grip when you're out in the mud of the derby pit, and you don't want to get stuck out there because it is a muddy mess. You need donuts in the back. You don't really need to have them, but everybody runs donuts in the back, so when the back end starts to crush in, you don't have that big tire to get folded up and fuck up the way the car's driving and stuff. The next thing you need to do is you need to weld in a simple 4-point cage. How you do this is you tie it in right about here on the door. Behind the seat you run one bar, you run a bar over in the passenger side, you run a gusset plate, and then you run a door bar on the driver's side. And that's your 4-point cage because it ties in 1, 2, 3, 4. You're also allowed to do a battery box and gas tank on the cage. The cage is supposed to be a floater, but they don't really complain if you do something in the driver compartment to ensure that the bar doesn't bend in on you. The next thing you need to do is you need to move the battery from the where it sits in the car right there. So what you do with that is you cut the negative and positive, and you go to your auto parts store and get the same gauge wire. Just cut a little chunk off and bring down there and have them tell you what gauge it is and sell you a roll. That's probably one of the most expensive things on this. And then you splice it in, duct tape the shit out of it so the wires don't come apart when you're derbying, because you do get hit pretty hard in these little things, believe it or not. Then you run the cables up over the firewall and into the passenger side floorboard. The next thing you need to do is relocate the gas tank. Pretty much just go get a fuel or a boat tank, cut a hole in it, pull the fuel pump out of your derby car, and then silicone it in there and bolt it down. And that seems to work for everything we've done. I've helped build probably 3 or 4 of these fucking things, and they've never had an issue with the fuel tank. The hard part is just making sure that the pressures are the same, because these things will not run right if you fuck up the pressures in the fuel lines. Then pretty much you chop the exhaust off underneath there with a cutoff wheel and go throw that away. If you have cats, you can make a little bit of money on the car with the catalytic converters. Then you go to the back area where the spare tire sits, and you take your basic tire jack or whatever, you jack the whole car up by the spare tire. You'll be able to get to that once your gas tank is out of the way. And then you get a couple buddies over and you stomp the fuck out of it and bend that spare tire up as far as it'll possibly bend, because it's called pre-bending, but it's not really pre-bending, because if you're actually going to pre-bend a car, you're going to chain it to the floor and jack it up so the whole ass end kind of bends up. So that kind of just ensures, and it gives the metal a way to kind of start folding into the car. Then the next thing that you kind of do, this is the fun part, as you can see I've already started experimenting with this car. You go to Walmart, you buy the cheapest black spray paint you can, and spray paint it, put your numbers on it, make it look the way you want it to look, cool as shit, creative paint job. And then, pretty much the reason that you build one of these, as I said earlier in the video, they're cheaper, they're easier, there are a lot more of them around than the older cars that are getting derbied. And it's cheap, easy, fun. You can get into a motorsport for probably $500 and you're done. And you can always cut the cages and take the gas tanks and all that shit out and put them in different cars. Another thing that they make you do based on the rules is you take duct tape and you tape this whole part, and then you tape that whole part right there. Then you take a torch and you cut little holes in your door right here and right here. Chain your fucking doors shut as much as you can. Then you have to chain the hood and the trunk area too, and that just ensures that shit's not gonna come flying up on you. And that's pretty much all you got to do to set up a front wheel drive demo car. Now this won't be the most competitive. You can get way competitive by creasing the car and doing a whole bunch of other shit, but we normally wait to do that till after the car's been smashed up a couple of times. So that's pretty much all I got for today's video. Let me know if you need any questions or anything. Like I've said, I've built a couple of these so I can probably help you, and I can link you YouTube videos on what to do. So that's pretty much all I got for today. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends about me, share the videos around, guys. Let's try and grow this channel. And that's it for today. Peace out, guys.